Hi foodies, let's get into this delicious ham. So the first thing I want you to do is preheat that oven and then rinse your ham with some cool water and pat dry it if it is too wet. All right. So what I do is I usually just use a sharp knife to just peel off anything that that doesn't look nice. So this is skinless, of course, so we don't have to peel any skin. But if you have skin on, take it off and leave the fat. All right, do not peel off all of that fat. So the next thing I do is I score this. So if you have a lot of fat on your ham, it's great because you can cut deeper. I don't have a lot on this ham, so my cuts are not going to be very deep. So I'm just going to lightly score, so lines running across in one direction and then in the other direction, and then you'll just get these little diamonds. All right. If you look closely here, you'll see the diamond. Right where the arrow is pointing is the center of that diamond. All right, so you have all those diamond shapes on the ham. It just adds to the appearance and allows the glaze to seep into the ham. If your ham has a thicker layer of fat, then you cut a little deeper. All right, and then we're going to put the cloves in. Now the cloves can be stuck into the center of each diamond, or you can put it where the lines intersect. But go ahead, put those cloves all over. It's gonna add a beautiful flavor and aroma to the ham. So I have a baking dish here and I'm just gonna put some foil wrap on it just in case there's any extra brown sugar burning or anything like that. Just helps with cleanup. You could use parchment paper as well or a disposable pan. So we're just gonna lay the ham in there and we're gonna pour a little pineapple juice in there. The ham does give off its own moisture, but I'm just giving it a little pineapple juice just to start it off. And then we're gonna be adding some things to that juice to infuse the ham with some flavor as it bakes. Alright, so the next thing is just to wrap this tightly. We want to keep the steam in there because this stage we are trying to heat the ham through properly. It's fully cooked, but we need to get it nice and warm for serving. Alright, so wrap that, put it in the oven. And if you don't want to do it this way, you can leave it uncovered, but you have to baste it like every 15 minutes or so if you leave it uncovered. All right, my favorite part is the glaze, and I am using some cherry jam today. If you don't have cherry jam at home, just pick any jelly or jam you have in the fridge. I just find that those jams, the fruitiness, just adds so much flavor to the ham. So I'm going in with those holiday spices, of course, the nutmeg and the cinnamon, all that good stuff. And then we're gonna add some ginger. You can grate it if you want to, but that's just gonna make it super strong. So it depends on what you're thinking of for that day. And then we're just gonna heat this and allow everything to melt together, and then we're gonna put this on our ham. If you have a meat thermometer, you could check the thickest part of the ham and see if it's 140 Fahrenheit, because you want to make sure you check the thickest part, because of course we know the ends of the ham are most likely heated properly. All right. And then of course increase the temperature to about 425 or 450, depending on how your oven is. I know with 450, my oven should be fine. It doesn't run too, hot. So it should be fine. And then just brush on that glaze every 15 minutes. Do it generously. You can spoon it on, you could brush it on. Just make sure you add a lot of glaze on that ham. And while it bakes, it's going to give off a lot of liquid. So we don't want too much liquid in there. Even though we do want the ham to sit in the liquid so it stays moist, we don't want too much. So you can use a baster to remove the liquid if it's getting too much, because you don't want all that liquid to get too high and get onto the outer coating of the ham. You want that to remain sticky and nicely caramelized. If at any point you notice that it's browning too fast for you, because everybody has their preference. Some people like the ham to have a really deep coating as far as the color, and some like it a lighter color. So if you have it at 450 and it's browning too fast, you can always turn it down to 425. It all depends on what you like. I like for the outside of my ham to have a really deep caramelized color. It's not burnt, just really deep, rich caramelization going on. Now the ham is perfectly fine as it is, but I love to have my pineapple and cherries on my ham. So you do have a choice. You can dip the pineapples in the glaze on the stove. If the glaze has thickened up too much, just heat it on the stove and it will liquefy some more. And then you just dip those pineapples in there, let them simmer for under a minute, just to soak up some of the flavor. And then we will use them to garnish the ham. At this point, you have the choice of using pineapples all over, or you could just put a few. So I'm going to put the pineapple slices and then put 3 cherries inside. All right. Of course, the cherries might be bigger than the center of the pineapple, but that's fine. Just put them on top. All right. So remember I said you have a choice of dipping the pineapple slices in the glaze, or you could just do this. You could just put them on the ham and then brush on the glaze. But I find that just soaking them in the glaze for a little bit gives them more flavor and color. All right. Now at this point you could actually serve your ham just like this. But if you have the time and if you prefer, you can just put this in the oven to broil for a couple minutes or so just to get some caramelization going on the pineapple. You don't have to do it, but it does help with the appearance. And then I just use a pair of tongs and a egg lifter, and then just put it on a board. With as far as serving, you could serve it on a board or you could put it on a platter, whatever works best for you. But look at this gorgeous ham, guys. It is caramelized on the outside, and because of the cherries, there is a very dark red caramelization happening there. And then the inside is juicy. You'll see the juices running out there. So allow your ham to rest, guys, before you slice it. If you slice it immediately, all those juices are going to run out. So let it rest, and then you can slice it up however you like. So as far as, serving the ham, most of us use it as a centerpiece for Christmas, so you can put some lettuce around it. I have yellow and red on the ham already. So simply putting some green curly lettuce, I put the curly edges outside. That's perfectly fine for me. If you want to put more veggies, you can always add them, but I'm perfectly fine with just some green lettuce. And you can just lift your ham slightly if you need to, so the lettuce can stay put, and just put them around. You can layer it to make it a little more fluffy, and that's it. It's pretty simple. Do not throw away those juices that were in the pan. You can save them, and if you carve your entire ham, just brush those juices all over the slices of ham to keep them nice and moist. But this is it, guys. Really simple holiday ham. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let me know how it works out for you. Let me know what kind of jam you used, or if you used some jelly. I'm going to give you guys some close-up shots because I know that in some of the lighting it might look burnt. It's not, okay? It's just really caramelized, okay? So I'm going to give you some shots, close-up shots here, so you guys can see what it really looks like as far as the color. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I will see you next time. Happy holidays.